Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be finally filming again. Today's video is going to be all about how to change your mindset into thinking more positively, to have a more positive approach and just really work on changing the whole vibe in general, because I think we tend to forget, and we are all guilty of sometimes having the super bad habit of not only thinking badly but in some way sabotaging our own outcomes in our goals and situations because we are so convinced by all of our negative thoughts. I have come up with a few tips and tricks to help you change your mindset and really just get away from that bad energy, that bad negative thinking we bring on ourselves. Because I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that no one else puts those bad thoughts into our minds but ourselves. And we just really need to stop that. That also makes me think of how we are really masters of our own minds. We are in control of what enters and comes out of our heads. Yes, okay, we don't have control over the thoughts that enter our minds, but we have control of putting an end to it. And like when we realize that that bad thought is in our minds, we can go, no, stop. I'm not thinking nasty, bad, mean things about anyone else or myself. And just really guard yourself from that negativity. I think like as you begin this journey of changing your mindset into a more positive light, you will also see that you need to learn how to guard yourself and your heart and your mind from all the negativity that there is on the outside world as well, and really focus on making it important for that negative energy not to enter your home. You don't want to bring that bad energy in and let it take over your life. It's almost like we need to retrain our brains into thinking positively, and that sounds so stupid how it's become so normal. Feelings, the outcomes and everything, and think badly of ourselves. It's like that is the norm, to think so badly of ourselves. If we think positively of ourselves, encourage ourselves and like be happy and grateful for what we have and what we do and who we are, why can't we be happy of our own achievements and of ourselves being seen as this like negative thing? Like, no, something positive should be positive, and you should be happy for your own achievements and for other people's achievements as well. Like, I think it's so important to be that light and also try and be that light for other people as well. Encourage others and you'll get encouragement yourself. Like, yeah, that like makes me also think of like, how can you have a positive life if you have a negative mind? You can't. Like, those two things do not go together at all. No matter how hard you try to have this like positive life, all these things you want and you're working hard for, like, yes, maybe you're working hard for them and you're doing what's necessary, but if you're like having these negative thoughts without you even realizing, you know, you're putting yourself almost up for failure and sabotaging all that hard work, and that will just result into you feeling constantly unsatisfied with everything you have or you are or that you will have. I don't think anyone wants to live their life feeling unsatisfied, and I think especially our generation always has this feeling of being never satisfied. Like, we always need more, we always need more, do better, do this, do that. Like, yes, that's great, that can fuel the motivation and the energy, but it can also, you know, lead you to this feeling of being unsatisfied and not being grateful for like how far you've come, where you are right now and what you have right now. I feel like what we have is never good enough. It's like, why isn't it good enough? Like, who's telling you that? Is someone putting that into your mind? Is that a bad thought? Do you secretly believe like you don't deserve that good thing in your life or that good event, whatever it is? I feel like it comes from a bad thought. I think we need to learn to teach ourselves that we deserve good things. Like, and if you're not particularly happy about your situation, be like, okay, but what I have now is so much better than what I had before, and that's going to fuel the motivation for me to work to get better, but all in a positive mindset. What I really try to stay away from is this whole idea of like an ungrateful heart. Like, there's nothing worse than an ungrateful heart for me, particularly because number one, I think we tend to forget, especially when, you know, we're getting used to the comfort and we are enjoying it and it's becoming like part of our routines. We tend to forget that maybe some things in our lives that we feel unsatisfied with, or they could be better or whatever, or they annoy us or bring us down, we sometimes forget that these little things that we take for granted, they could be someone else's dream. Like your life right now could be someone else's dream. And I think we forget that because we're so like constant go, go, go mindset of life. We all obviously have so much responsibilities and things we need to tick off our list. And especially when you've got kids, that makes it feel like it's going 10 times faster because you're not just thinking about, your own life, your home, your goals, but also like one or more other people's lives and goals. And it's like you just don't see how fast things go, and it's so important to just slow down, step back and realize, okay, where I'm at right now is good, that's great, that's good for now, and just really cherish it and take care of what you have. For me, it's so important to take care of what you have because you don't realize how good it is, or it wasn't actually that bad until it's gone. Just like something super logic, like, well, dude, obviously you're gonna take care of your possessions, but like, no, it goes further than that because I'm grateful for what I have, I'm satisfied for what I have, because I know what it's like to not have that certain pleasure or certain thing in my life. Obviously we want to continue to progress and get better and better. I don't sit back being like, oh yeah, that's nice, but we could do better. Like, no, I don't want to spend X amount of time wishing I was somewhere else instead of being in the present moment. And that's something I also want my kids to learn, is to be grateful for what you have because it could be someone else's dream. So yeah, I challenge you to really try your hardest to change your mindset towards a more positive one. Let go of those bad thoughts and not let them control you and control your vibe. The best way to change a bad habit is to try and include it into your day-to-day routine. Like say you are fed up of thinking negatively about all the chores you have to do in your house. That feels like it's a never-ending thing. I get frustrated. I'm like, oh God, again, like I feel like I just done that. Is definitely laundry. And I think other moms can relate to this one. We can all agree this applies mainly to parents, is the laundry. Like the never-ending cycle of it. It's not just, oh, you put it in the washing machine, then it's done. It's like there's this whole process you've got to go through, Try and change your mindset towards it. Start with baby steps. Start with something that's so part of your daily routine like this. Like I try to see it as, I'm so thankful that I have what I need to wash and clothe my children and myself. Which again, might sound so stupid. But when you actually stop and think about it, you think there are a lot of people who don't have access to, a washing machine, the luxury of like having nice fragrances to do them, buy clothes for your kids, warm clothes of every season, nice clothes for yourself. You're lucky that you can do that. Like there's a lot of people in the world who do not have that luxury. Maybe people around you, especially with like, how life is getting more and more expensive for even ordinary things like food and looking after yourself. Even that's like becoming hard for certain people. So more and more people are struggling with just getting their chores ticked off their list, not because they don't want to, but because it's hard to. So sometimes I think you need to step back and just remind yourself that I'm so grateful that I can do this in a good way. Make yourself feel like it's bringing you like a more productive day and it's out the way and it's done and you did it nicely, all while remembering how thankful you are to have the resources to do it nicely and correctly. I know there'll be people watching this thinking, God, it doesn't take a lot for her to be happy. What's most important is your family's happiness and to not lack anything and to just be grateful for what you have. And another thing that I think can really just bring our energy down and our motivation is dishes and washing up, doing the dishes, cooking. That as well is a daily thing, like 3 meals a day, 3 times a day, doing this constant process of cleaning, drying, putting on. And the same when you've got kids, because you know what it's like, you give them a snack they don't eat, a mess from a meal and the crumbs everywhere and sticky sweetie laying around somewhere. That is a lot when it's day in day out sort of thing, but the same applies for that. I try to see dishes and cooking and everything that goes with it as I'm so lucky that I get to feed my family 3 healthy meals a day every day. It's going to be hard, sometimes you might feel like, God, I can't do this, or it might make you feel even worse about yourself than you did before. Maybe it will like help you realize how actually negative you think and how little you think about yourself. All this is about to stop that and guard yourself and stop thinking negatively and just start on the little things. Something else that, again, will mostly apply to parents, but I'm just taking my own personal experience and example. So yes, the constant picking up of toys and the mess that comes from play. That sounds silly to say, like, oh, but they're having fun. Like, yes, but when you've done it for like the 20th time in that day, like you know, you've went to pick up all the toys and you think, oh, okay, that's done right. I'm gonna sit down for a minute, have a cup of tea and relax. And then from a distance, you hear the Lego basket go on the floor. Like, you think, oh no, not again. You know, you've kind of got to take a step back again. It's all about being in that moment, realizing, stopping, guarding yourself, and think, okay, yes, I'm frustrated that I feel like I'm constantly picking up toys. The house is like turning into a flipping place, but you know, you've got to realize that, okay, I'm happy that my kids have everything to have fun with and build their imagination, and they're lucky to have all of their favorite toys that from like things and shows and characters they love, whatever. You know, I'm not saying that, oh, you should like turn a blind eye to things and just be like jumping around and enjoy for the slightest thing. Like, no, obviously not at all. I'm trying to always be the one that's in control of my emotions and to show the example of, yeah, we're having fun right now, that's great, let's make a mess, let's have fun, but when we're done, we're gonna put this away. Really step back and realize that you have fun, creativity and imagination running through your home. The things and the opportunities to just be in their little bubble, you know, and have fun. That's great. Like, we need to literally praise that. Like, that's a good thing. That means you've got a happy, healthy home and just making the most of childhood, pretty much. I'm not saying let your kids overtake your home, like, no, but if, like, you know, their bedroom's getting a bit, you know, disorganized or whatnot, let them play, it's fine. Let go of everything and just, you know, enjoy having your kids little and having fun. And another one I think that really tends to make us feel frustrated and upset from the constant demand from work, or say you work a lot, you feel like you aren't home enough, you feel like it's taking over everything, you don't particularly work or your partner works a lot, and you know, you spend a lot of time away and it can be difficult. It's the same. You've got to step back, guard yourself, and remind yourself that, God, I am so lucky to have a job and be able to provide for this house and provide all these healthy meals. It can be really tiring, and especially when you're in the thick of it, you think, what is the point? Why am I doing this? I just can't keep going. You need to change your mindset again and remind yourself that you're waking up every morning and working hard for your loved ones and yourself and your nice home and your future. And that in itself should be rewarding enough to just be grateful for it all. Like I said earlier, that could be someone's dream, to be able to have a job that covers everything, that, you know, reassures them, takes that anxiety away. Be grateful for that job, or be grateful for something you're working so hard for, that you're putting so much energy into, like a project or whatever. And just be happy that you have that opportunity to even think about a project that takes you further. A lot of people can't do that, and they're stuck in this vicious cycle. What life gives you isn't necessarily the most important thing. It's what you decide to do with it. Like, where will you take that thing, that situation, that object? What will you get out of it? It's all about mindset. It really is. You know, it's whether it be a happy situation, a bad situation, whatever, your mindset is what is in control of what's to come and the present moment. But it's something that takes a lot of work to really do it. Like I said, I've been trying to work on this for a couple of years and I'm still not there. Be that person you want to be and be strong enough to overcome any bad habits, any bad thoughts, any bad situation that comes your way. For yourself, gives you so much confidence and sense of control of things. Like, despite what happens, we've got this. Like, I think that's so important. And yeah, I really challenge you to really just be more aware with what goes on in your mind, and not just have it as like a background noise that we tend to usually do without you even realizing it is having an effect on how you feel, like how you view the world, how you view others, yourself, everything. So yeah, I really challenge you to try and be more present with what's going on in your mind and try and take control over it. Don't see bad thoughts maybe as something so horrible. Be like, oh, I've got a moment here to actually do better and to like change myself into being that person I want to be. Try and see everything as something that you can like overcome. Be productive about changing it. Try and, you know, when something bad happens, don't be like, oh, it's the end of the world, stop. Like I was guilty for that. Think about like the good that came out of maybe this bad situation. Like maybe it helped you avoid something that, you know, was stressing you out or you didn't particularly want to do. Like just try and always see the positive and use that maybe source of anxiety, bad thoughts, into something more productive. Use that energy towards being who you want to be and what you want to get from life. I'm just really excited to see how this challenge goes for you and what it also brings me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it really will give you some positive vibes coming your way and that energy to constantly do better and look after yourself and for everyone you love. So yeah, thank you again for watching this, and if you liked it, it would mean a lot for me if you subscribe to the channel and like the video. That would be really cool. Thank you. I've got other videos coming up, so I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much. Bye.